I wonder how much more impactful Toto would be if he had, like, glasses that let him see through, like, security cameras all over the place. Like, would he act like Jumper, just able to jump anywhere he could see? Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are back in another episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. Let's see, what happened last episode? Last episode, one of our main characters had half of her face blown off. It seems they weren't facing camera. All we got was a blood spray. Now, we know that Mahito tends to kill people on touch. It's happened to a number of characters already. Well, not even kills them. Sometimes he turns them into, cursed things. I don't know. Freaks of nature. The idea being that with one touch, she is a goner. And then we gave her a whole recollection episode about, hey, remember the friends that you made and that you never got to keep up with, and even got to see that one girl that we saw in season 1. He's just still living her life, and I guess having a passing thought about her. But again, she says, "Hey, pass on my message." Boom from the face, and the Mahito fight continues. But I don't know. It just feels like, I don't know. Maybe we're so deep into the Jujutsu Kaisen story that we are just gonna start killing anybody and everybody. Like, most of the villains that we've gotten to meet during the entire run are dead now. So maybe this is just the end game. So we can just start killing our main heroes, or sorry, protagonists as well. It just feels odd, right? I don't I don't know. There's some part of me, some element of it, it's still in disbelief. I guess even a week later, it just doesn't feel. It's not even from the narrative perspective, right? But from the element of the artistic perspective, that she was facing away when it blew off. Like, did they just not want to animate her face exploding for all the people that love the character and didn't want to see that? Because that just also feels like something you would do if you're setting up for a trick. Anyway, that's where I'm at, because really last episode was a bunch of the backstory stuff that didn't actually answer anything. Didn't really answer any of the questions I had about her backstory from season 1, and at the same time, didn't add anything to the fight that we were currently in. So all of the questions that I had continue, and anything I could think about what was going to happen for the fight still exists. So there's not really much else to do here but to hop on in and see where we go.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
We're going back into his memories now? Oh, she's gonna make a chart of who's responsible. Wasn't much of a chart either way. At this point, just pour more coffee on it.
税抜き重要かそこ。
Pour more coffee on it and tear the tag off.
私が9万出すわ。2人は8万ずつ。
おっはー、イジチから僕のシャツ預かって。どうしたのめぐみ。別に。
Ah, fuck. Not for nothing, while my brain is still in problem-solving mode, you'd think he has the ability to separate stuff. He can separate the colors from the stains. Oh, he's gonna go Super Saiyan.
ゾクゾクする自分の才能に。ああ、俺って俺こそが呪いだ。極戦。
Oh, really?
どうせお前は害虫駆除とか昔話の妖怪退治とか。
I thought the Sukuna was gonna come out, or he was just gonna eat it and not, like, be thrown. Man's really torn apart.
お前は俺だ、虎杖裕二。俺が何も考えずに人を殺すように。
This is a much more interesting version of the Nova Hikaru fight from Magic Knight Raiders.
お前らの理性が獲得した尊厳。100年後に残るのはどっちかっつうそういう戦いだ。そんなことにすら気づけないやつがどうして俺に勝てるよ。
Again, though, Sukuna could heal any of this in a moment.
殺した呪いを数えたことはあるかい？ないよな。俺も殺した人間の数とかマジでどうでもいいもん。
That's the whole ant motif.
そのうち忘れるさ。
Where'd he go? Oh, it's my boy! It's my boy! Finally fucking showing up. Finally, it's finally fucking happening. Of course, now that I've completely been introduced to the concept of, hey, anybody can fucking die now, that's when my guy shows up. And if you guys haven't been paying attention to previous diatribes I've given in other reaction shows that we're doing, I have a curse. And my curse is that if I ever pick a favorite character, they are going to fucking die. So, super excited to see my guy Toto back on the scene. It's been for fucking ever. He's gonna fucking die. That's what happens. I don't know what it is. I enjoy a certain kind of character, and that kind of character always winds up dying pretty quick. I got lucky twice now in the current run of shows that we're watching that I've somehow picked characters that got to the second season. Hell, I remember Iron-Blooded Orphans, where I picked a guy who died in the third episode. But yeah, Toto, fucking badass. I'm gonna be real sad to see him gone.
この人らは生きてますよね。
どうやらゲトスグルはすでに獄門鏡を持ち去ったようだな。
Oh, okay.
切り替えろ。五条悟を取り戻す戦いから。味方を
We haven't seen that in a while, so news that they've left is a thing.
戦いへと今目的が変わったんだ。急ごう。ブラザーなら近くに来ているはずだ。
I don't know who he is, though.
絶対一人っ子やと思ってたわ。何が起こった？顔面の傷。今のは位置の入れ替え。花見を追い込んだ術師か。東堂さん、あっちの子の処置終わりました。でも多分死んでますよ。後で俺のせいにせんといてくださいね。
ごたくはいい。
Like I said, probably.
起きろブラザー。俺たちの戦いはこれからだ。
縁起悪。
俺はもう
戦えない。釘崎だけじゃない。並びも死んだ。少なくいっぱい殺したんだ。だから俺はもっといっぱい人を助けなきゃって。だけどできなかった。俺はただの人殺しだ。俺が死んでたと思ってたもの。俺のための言い訳だったんだよ。
That's rough. He shares the body with the guy who did the thing, so he's feeling the guilt himself.
声が小さくて聞こえねえよ。
Toto. Such a fucking dumb move, but I love it.
分かっていてもここまで混乱するものなのか。
ブラザー、お前ほどの男が小さくまとまるなよ。俺たちは呪術師だ。俺とお前と釘崎、ミスターナナミ、あらゆる仲間、俺たち全員で呪術師なんだ。俺たちが生きている限り、死んでいった仲間たちが真に敗北することはない。罪と罰の話ではないんだ。呪術師という道を選んだ時点で、俺たちの人生がその因果のうちに収まりきることはない。散りばめられた死に。
I mean, it's not great that he showed us the cityscape, and the intro shows the cityscape fading.
それでもお前は何を託された。
Oh, it's a hopes and dreams pet talk.
必要はない。だが答えが出るまで決して足を止めるな。それが呪術師として生きる者たちへのせめてもの罰だ。あのことを今のブラザーに言う必要はないな。
俺の術式を施しました。いいですか、虎杖君。今まで君が受けた傷はこれ以上悪化しません。治ってはいませんが、出血も止まり、痛みも和らぐでしょう。でも今ある傷だけです。
Oh, that's what he probably meant by probably dead.
傷は増えるし、その傷に関しては俺の術式は
If
対
she
象外。
wasn't dead, then she stopped dying.
あんま似てへんな。 あっちの子にも同じ処置をしました。呼吸も脈も止まってましたが、時間はそんなに経ってないんで助かる可能性はゼロじゃない。
Okay, so
彼女連れて離脱します。
if there's a chance she could get resuscitated, it'll happen later.
あんま期待せんといてくださいよ。
Otherwise, she won't get worse. Which I guess implies that could also work on non-living material. I get to remember, Toto has defeated special grades without even using his power before.
What happened? 俺には触ってくれないのか。
やり手だな。くたばり損ないの虎杖と距離を取りながら俺をいなしている。それだけじゃないんだよね。
Yeah, but say the element of being able to split apart is also difficult.
対応してみせる。必ず当てる。あれをもう一度決めたい。もう少しでたどり着ける気がする。俺の魂の本質へ。
ごめん、ナナミ。楽になろうとした。罪すらも逃げる言い訳にした。あとは頼みます。
The unexpected comeback.
俺、ナナミンの分までちゃんと苦しむよ。
死にたいが。
I'm just not entirely sure how you actually completely defeat Mahito.
おかえり。
I want to know who sent that. Okay, never mind. I was saying, who sent that message? Legitimately, that's like one of those post-apocalypse movies where you see a newspaper going by, it says the apocalypse was happening. It's like, who printed that newspaper?
なんで東堂先輩と新田くんだけ。
東堂は渋谷でも9割9分死なんと判断した。東堂と同行している新田もな。あいつの術式は役に立つ。
私は
we know in the cross-school fight that you yourself thought you were pretty useless.
もうそういう次元の話じゃないんだ。お前だけじゃない。舞、カモ、西宮、歌姫も。
More so now, though? This is Mekamaru's last chance to say how he feels.
なんで相談してくれなかったの？私たちは仲間じゃないの。私が弱いから。
違う。弱いのは俺だ。弱いからやり方を間違えた。弱いから間違いを突き通せなかった。大好きな人がいたんだ。どんな世界になろうと、俺がそばで守ればいいと思っていた。その人が守られたいのは俺じゃなかったかもしれないのに。
幸せになってくれ。どんな形であれ、お前が幸せなら。
Ah, they just gotta fucking twist the knife sometimes, don't they?
歌姫先生、メカ丸がしたことを。不問よ。本人が死んでるんだもの。
随分と低く見積もられたものだな。
ね、っていうか東堂くんなら死なないとか、私たちなら死ぬとか関係ないっつうの。
I mean,
可愛い後輩を泣かしたやつは
look at all the people who did die. Seems like pretty likely.
無生物との一致がえ。
How the fuck do you kill Mojito? He's like the Jujutsu Kaisen version of Cell or Boo. Probably more like Boo, actually.
Let's go.
I guess thankfully, it's not like any contact. Like, you hit him and you blow up. So they're saved by that element.
ちょんまげゴリラの魂の残量は万全だが、今の俺ならワンタッチで殺せるか？虎杖の魂は残り1割ってところかな。そして俺の魂は残り4割。分身が潰されたことと、虎杖のラッシュと国戦で随分削られた。それも全てあの女のせいだ。雑魚のくせに爪痕はしっかり残しやがって。
I guess that's the show's way of giving her a little bit of credit that she didn't just go down and do nothing. I wonder how much more impactful Toto would be if he had, like, glasses that let him see through, like, security cameras all over the place. Like, would he act like Jumper, just able to jump anywhere he could see? Dark. I appreciate that they're working like in tandem, and they haven't said like a word to each other. The fuck is going on? It's like the All Might thing.
どんなに強力な一撃、国戦を繰り出そうと、魂に響かないお前の攻撃は無意味なんだよ。
Feels like this whole place should be like collapsing in on itself.
だが、これにより三者それぞれが120% のポテンシャルを引き出すに至る。
It feels like he could just have like 100 of himself running around down here. Okay, so I'm assuming that everybody else is about to show up. Because they just said something about even the people that show up late are still heroes. But he could be talking about himself. I don't know. It's hard to tell for me which episode was more emotionally impactful. Last episode, with the implication that she was going to die, and then seeing her backstory, or Mekamaru's last scene here with the Misa. Because that one had a build-up. Like, the Mekamaru is dead, but his body was sitting in the chair, and then all of his friends come by, talking about how they want to spend more time with him. That sort of thing. That was a build-up to the sadness that, oh, he's already dead. And then, he comes back, has these little things, lets him talk a little bit more. So he finally gets that little thing. But he doesn't directly say it, but, and I think in anime parlance, we all know that she knows that he's talking about her. But yeah, that was pretty damn sad. Like, normally would have had grabbed for a tissue or something right there, but I was holding it back a little bit. Which is why probably I went a little bit more quiet when the fight scene started happening, because my guy is on screen doing badass shit, but I'm still, like, mentally a little bit slowed down by the sadness of the previous scene. And by the way, that's also why I wasn't reading. I can see your stuff. To those of you who don't know by now, I stream these live on Twitch, Fridays, 11 a.m. And of course, Alex is here, posting stuff, in response to the things that I've said. And I've seen them going by on the corner of my eye. But I read one, which is like, oh, this explains why these people weren't at the scene, because Mekamaru gave them false information. And it's like, I saw that, but at the same time, I'm overwhelmed with the emotionality of the scene that's happening, and to look off to the side and read that would have taken me out of the moment. So that's why I stopped addressing what you were saying in the middle of it. There are certain things which I cannot do two things at the same time, and sometimes feel emotion and read can be in that same field. Again, the element that she could still be alive. I mean, obviously, due to saying that she is dead, but he is saying that she has been non-breathing, no heartbeat for a very small time. And I think the idea is that if we got her to a hospital, there's a chance she could be saved. And not for nothing, but Yuki spent some part of the first season dead. I mean, he's got Sukuna inside of him, but the idea being that there might be someone out there. This guy basically puts people on stasis, it feels like. And I feel like that is possibly the way out of this for her. At the same time, we've gotta survive, you know? We have to win here in order for the possibility for her to be saved later. I'm also assuming that that guy has to survive for his power to keep going. I'm not exactly sure, because there's certain powers that keep affecting you even when their user has died, but there's other powers that aren't affected by that. Say, if Mahito dies, I don't think anybody who's been turned into like a curse thing is going to turn back. But it feels like some abilities require a constant source of energy or whatever. And his would be one of those that I would think. It does feel like a lot of these fights are mismatches. Only from the sense that in a normal shonen, I would think that the thing that you would do is you would pair up people who have diametrically opposed powers, or at least neutral power against weird power. And in this case, it's like we're powering up, or we're pitting people up together that are, this guy will kill you in one punch, you have no defense against that, versus this guy who can punch. You know? It's not the expectation. But I mean, who the hell knows? We just saw a guy fight a thing who was basically a Mazo from DC, which is I can copy and counter anything you do, and he still won. So who the hell knows? I am thinking that, yeah, God, how many episodes are left? What are we on, 20? That would be, what, 3 more? Yeah, we have 21, 22, 23. So, God. Okay, well, I am not going to keep parsing out the Todo fight, because it's just cool and we're still in it, so great, good for me, more Todo. Mekamaru thing, heartbreaking. I already said that it was the big emotionality of the episode. And I think the real thing to pay attention to here in the grand scale, the grand scope of everything, is that they showed us earlier that Todo went down to where Geto and Gojo were, and they are gone. The box is gone. Because my thought process here is, how are we going to finish this whole train station thing in the next 3 episodes? Because that feels highly unlikely given the number of people that are still on scene. Like, Chiso is still wandering around. Like, I saw the blood flying on the first frame of the episode, and I think, oh, maybe we're going back to Chiso to see what the fuck Chiso is doing. No? Geto has left with the box. So that's still going on. Sorry, Pseudo Geto, I guess is what we're gonna call him, because he's not Geto. Like, the fact that Geto's arm operated and started trying to choke him to death, I love that. That means Geto's body is still fighting, even if Geto is dead. Other than that, though, yeah, I guess that's the thing. We've got I'm assuming the next 3 episodes are going to be Mahito. It's just going to be all Mahito fight. And then whatever season 3 turns out to be is going to be the continuation of what the fuck happens with Geto and the brain. Sorry, Peaking of the Brain theme song going through my head. Other than that, I got nothing else. This episode, Jujutsu Kaisen, people say that it is an exciting show, but this is going to be to the detriment of everyone who likes Jujutsu Kaisen and is listening to my voice. Jujutsu Kaisen started off for me real boring. And then the movie happened, and then the movie was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then boring again. And then this arc happened, and woo, goes skyrocketing. There are elements of the setup of the show that just did not hook me in the same way that, said, Bleach did, or Naruto did, or even One Piece, right? I don't know. Maybe it's like the modern setting and the cursed spirit thing. They're just not being introduced in the same way as the, say, hollows from Bleach were. I don't know. There's something here where just the normal background shit doesn't hook me in the same way that the big three did back in the day. But when we really ramp up into it, I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen is holding its own with, say, the Bleach fights. When Ichigo has to fight, say, Aizen in the end of the series, I get the same feel from that as I do, say, watching Todo go fucking mental when he's getting thrown at Mahito, right? These are amazing things. I love them one for one, no comparison. Well, except the comparison I just made. It's just the background shit. I don't know. That's when I had the problem. The build-up just doesn't strike me. And that's why it feels like, in my earlier reactions, I'm just a fucking idiot. Because it's not striking me, so it's not landing in my brain. But now that we're here, and it's like those memories are coming back, it's like, oh, that's what that thing was about, setting us up for this. So, that's where I am at when it comes to Jujutsu Kaisen. Right now, the show is fucking amazing, and I appreciate having to go through all of the stuff before that didn't hit me just to get here. So, now that I've lost everybody that cares about Jujutsu Kaisen, I think I'm going to call it for this episode. So, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?